Hey guys, welcome back to Casual Yu-Gi-Oh! And today we're going to do our top 5 favorite characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Do you
Nothing to
want me
say?
to do you want me to start or you to start this
Yeah,
one?
you can start this one.
I had a bit of difficulty coming up with enough characters because there's a lot of I have a lot of hate in my heart, and there's a lot to hate in here.
That just means you're a real person.
Listen,
When people act like they don't hate anything, that just means that they don't care enough.
yeah, my hated list could go on for a while in this show, and I really only truly love like 3 characters from this show. But I'll go ahead and start with my number 5. In a character that wasn't on the show for very long, but is the center point for one of my favorite decks, Gravekeeper's Chief.
Okay, yeah.
He's in the show for like no
They
time.
went to the Gravekeeper world, and I think that might have been a two-parter. I guess.
I love him.
I guess that duel was okay. I mean, what that duel showed is like how Jaden was able to use Necro Shade.
Yeah.
That might have actually been Necro Shade's first duel. Where he used it, yeah, where he was in his graveyard, and he was like, yeah, but you didn't say that I can't use an effect from the graveyard, so that's what he did. Summon Blade Edge and just attack. But
I also like the fact that they almost buried everybody in the show, where they're like, nah, you guys are dead. Fuck you.
yeah, I guess, I don't know, I don't really know what to make of that pick.
Listen, dude, like I said, I've got a lot of hate
Slim
and not
pickings.
a lot of love. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. My number 5 is Jaden Yuki. And what?
Probably my least favorite protagonist ever.
That's fair, and yeah, I honestly at first he wasn't going to make the list, but to be real, Jaden was at least like, he didn't take the game too seriously, which I have to appreciate, because when you watch other characters like Yugi or Yusei, and everything they do, they take so seriously, and they talk about friendship, Jaden really didn't do that much. He was more just like in it for the love of the game.
Yeah, he
I
just play. I guess you got a point there.
Yeah, I can kind of appreciate that, because he never took it too seriously. When everyone around him wanted to take it so seriously, he was like, man, lighten up, have some fun. Like, we're just playing a game.
Yeah.
But the main reason why he had to make the list is because I love Neospatians, I love Neos, I love those fusions, and I love the original E-Heroes. So he played cool cards. That's what I liked.
Like his cards.
I still like part of his character, but I mean, if I don't like your cards, I'm not going to pick you.
E-Heroes were baller as fuck, though.
When people talk about that they play heroes, and when they're like, I play Shadow Mist, I play, whatever else. I mean, like, when you do any kind of mass change stuff, when you play the typical, like, if, I don't know, like, Soldier Man or Solid Man, whatever they do, you're not playing heroes, dude. You're just playing, like, what Konami was like, well, people say they like heroes. If the specific monsters don't fuse together, and this is another rant that I need to make separately, Konami, when you started making every fusion monster generic, it kind of ruined fusions. Yeah. It just makes them lame. That's not as cool. When you fusion something specific, it's so much more rewarding. And the artwork is so much better, because you can just literally look at like 2 cards and be like, what would these things look like if they fused together? Don't do generic fusions anymore. They're not good.
Give me back Warm Drake.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Alright, so your number 4?
My number 4 is Bastion. For the longest time, I completely forgot he was a character, but the dude has a bomb vest of fucking decks where he's just like, hey, I'll kill you with anything. I have this and this and this, 14 different decks.
I want one of those, because I probably, that vest in the show wouldn't fit all my decks, but I want one that could fit. I would need a trench coat, and I would need to just be like...
And the dude does his homework. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's like,
does that not remind you of somebody?
Yeah, I mean, you do a lot of work on the cards and stuff. And, like, his cards were really stylish, but he was just, like... He was like, I'm better than you, but not in a ridiculous way.
No, he just was like, look, I actually cared. I paid attention. You didn't. You lost. Like, that's what it comes down to. My number 4 is also Bastion.
Yeah.
So...
he does his homework before the fight even begins, man.
So, the reason I remember loving Bastion, because the first time you actually really get to see him duel was against Chaz, and when he did the Water Dragon play... That was cool. And then he duels Jaden, and that was even better. He did Litmus Doom Swordsman, which was cool, which they finally made into a card. He did Mathematician. He was the first one to play that. He played Carbon Neton, which I use in my dinosaur deck. And I love that. I wish they had more cards of it. Carbon Neton on the show, I think, is even cooler. Because in the real game, it's in your graveyard. You just banish it and summon a level 7 or lower dragon normal monster.
Yeah. In
the show... If you had 7, or no, I think it was 10 cards. If you have 10 cards...
He gets crushed.
Yeah, if it was stacked on top of that card, you get its effect. I'm like, make that.
Yeah, that's
cool,
so cool.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. Bastion, yeah, like you said, the vest that he opened up and he was like, I got all these decks. I want one of those because it would be nice to be able to carry everything on me. And if someone wants to jack with me, I'm just like, "What's up, dude? What you want? I got all these over here."
I got smoke from every direction.
Yeah, I think the only reason why Bastion wasn't higher is because in season 1 I liked him. Although season 1 he fell in love with Tanya, the Shadow Rider chick, and I really didn't like that because they like wussified him, and I was like, that wasn't necessary because he was serious, and they did that, took him out, and then the problem they had with Bastion was. They had a guy that was cool enough to be the main protagonist. And they're like, but we already have Jaden, so we have to, find a flaw in him. And I was like, he was fine the way he was.
Yeah.
Season 2, he joins the Society of Light because he just, he's smarter than everybody else, but he's just like, I feel like I have to join you guys. And I didn't like it. He lost on purpose just to join the Society, and I didn't like that. After that, I kind of lost all respect for him. Okay, so you're number 3.
My number 3? Chaz. Chaz was funny, man. Chaz was, I'm better than you in just a ridiculous way. Where it's like, no, I'm better than all of you. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I'm the fucking best. He's like, I'll use the lamest cards and still whoop your asses. Like, everything he could do.
Well, you love the Ojamas, isn't that why? Another reason? Yeah.
I mean, he would embarrass people with the Ojamas. That shit was so funny.
Okay. My number 3 is Chaz as well. This is weird.
He had a crowd rooting for him.
We swear to God, we didn't do this beforehand. We didn't rig this. But, okay, so why do I like Chaz? Like you said, he's an asshole. He thinks he's better than everyone else.
He is better than everyone else.
Yeah. but why I like Chaz is because I like characters that, they're flawed, where it's like you think you're better than everybody else and you get humbled, but, you're still trying to identify who you are. But,
Chaz never becomes humble.
What does he initially play? He plays the VWXYZs.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah.
And then he gets the Arm Dragons after he goes to North Academy. I love the Arm Dragons.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anyone says. I love that strategy, the leveling up thing.
Level modulation.
I loved his deck. And then he mixed the Ojamas in there. Was never my cup of tea, but that's fine. I don't hate them. But he still played the Arm Dragons. And that was the cool thing. He kept playing the Arm Dragons throughout. Yeah, he was a cool character. And I wish they would make these the White Knight cards that he used in Season 2. White Knight Lancer, White Knight Lord. Can you make those, please, Konami? That would be cool too, because you could go with the White Knight Dragon and I think they have White Knight Queen. I think are the only 2 that they've made, but that would be really cool. But yeah, he's always played cool stuff, and his character he never really changed, in a bad way. He always kind of stayed the same, stayed consistent. So
he's like, no, I'm me.
They changed his voice in Season 3, but it was still serviceable. But okay, you're number 2.
My number 2 probably not gonna hit your number 2 this time. My number 2 is Blowski.
Okay.
The dude who they had to lock into a vault because you can get contact high just from being near him.
Go Goshi Bird!
Let's take a burrito break or something, man.
Later.
The dude was just high out of his mind and so high that he could get other people high just by dueling them.
Did you like his deck, the Moki Moki deck?
Moki Moki.
The only thing I don't get is how could you win with King Moki Moki? Because all he does, he comes out as 300. You're just waiting for him to be destroyed because he summons the individual Moki Mokis back out. That's all he does.
Yeah, in order to do that, the wave thing he does, where
human wave tactics or something like that. Yeah.
Moki Moki.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, he could see the spirits and stuff like that. That was kind of cool.
My number 2 is Astor Phoenix from Season 2.
Makes sense.
The reason why I like him more than characters that I've listed before, Bastion, Chaz, Jaden, is because Astor took the game seriously while also not having the flaws that the other ones did. Because Jaden didn't take the game seriously, and he was a little too I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a little too loosey-goosey for my kind of style. And then, while at the same time, he was never as serious as, we're talking about we don't like Yugi, or, for me, Yusei's kind of got on my nerves. Astor wasn't like that. Astor could have been a main character. He could have been the main protagonist. That would have been cool.
Yeah. A little bit evil, but yeah.
A little bit. It just so happened to, kind of be responsible for people disappearing. I don't know. You can't fight destiny.
Where'd they go?
I don't know. Got sucked up into plasma eventually. I don't know. But Astor, I thought his cards were cool. I love the concept of the Destiny heroes, that they're kind of the answer to elemental heroes. They're anti-heroes and all that kind of stuff. But there's an episode where him and Jaden do a double duel against Sartorius. That was the finale.
Is it? I don't remember.
They do a double duel against Sartorius' sister, and then I think they still tag team up against Sartorius. And Astor, he uses the D-Cube, the dogs in there, and I love that. And I just thought Astor's deck was cool the way it functioned together. They really did a good job of the Destiny heroes back in the GX days of how they function with each other.
Yeah.
Dreadmaster, Dogma, Plasma, enough boss monsters to keep you going. I thought that was really cool.
It was interesting.
Yeah, and Astor's concept of how the first time you meet him, he goes against Jaden and loses on purpose. Like he used a deck that he literally hadn't like just picked up. Like he was using Shine Balls at that point.
Was he really?
Yeah, he uses Archlord Zerata. Yeah, he was doing the Sanctuary in the Sky deck.
Huh.
He picked that up like after he dueled. Like Jay was like, "Yeah, I beat him," and then like Dorothy, the girl who runs the card shop, was like, "Yeah, he just picked those cards up."
Yeah, like just now.
Yeah, so that was cool. Okay, now you're number one.
My number one is the bar none best character, Dr. Banner. Jaden, oh, don't go to the evil shut down dorm.
The abandoned dorm. He tells them about the abandoned dorm. Okay, so that episode, they're doing scary stories. They flip over cards, and whatever the monster's level was the scary story. He flips over 5-headed dragon, 12-star, and he's like, "Have you ever heard of the abandoned dorm?"
He's like so fucking evil and like never shows his hand ever. He's just like.
So when you found out that he was responsible for all the kids that went missing in the abandoned dorm, you were just like...
I was like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
He's just there with the cat, and he's like, no, I'm the nice guy. Because he's always like, he like sticks his neck out for Jaden and all that stuff. He's like, no, give him another chance. And the whole time, he's just setting seeds of like, oh, Jaden, it'd be really dangerous if you went and did this. Don't do it. And then he goes and does it, of course.
So, I mean, he could have made my list, honestly. Like, I might have subbed him out for Jaden, to be honest with you, because I've kind of forgot about Banner, but Banner's cool. But not only did he do that you loved, he was an alchemist. You love that. And on top of that, he played a banishment deck.
Yeah.
Which you love.
Which is probably one of my favorite types of deck. Like, and the whole, like, the sun guy, I don't...
yeah, Helios. Prime, I forgot what it was
the
called.
Primordial Sun, I think.
Yeah, Helios, the Primordial Sun, and then like Duos and yeah. I remember I had those cards because they were like promos out of like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. There was a GX Game Boy Advance game, and I had those.
Yeah, everything he did was stylish as fuck, and I love the whole character. Like, when we came up with the idea of doing a top 5 list, he's the first character I thought of.
They still haven't made those alchemy monsters.
Yeah, would love that, by the way. Please.
Yeah. Okay, and then for me, my number one, obvious, Zane. It doesn't matter, good Zane or evil Zane, I don't care, because here's the great thing about Zane. This is why like you were saying, like, oh, he didn't make your list. Not only did he play with one badass deck, he played with 2 badass decks. Cyber Dragons was awesome because he could powerbomb you and kill you in a turn. That was awesome. He beat what I love that they did in GX. Here's your main character, Jaden. In the first 6 episodes, he loses.
Yep.
I think it was episode 7, actually. But yeah, he loses.
Well, that's good writing, by the way. Don't make your character completely undefeatable.
Yeah, and show that, like, actually, you're not the big man on campus, Jaden. You think you are, but actually there's a dude better than you. And why was Zane better? Obviously, Cyber Dragons are kind of, at that time, inherently broken because they were too good. But, I mean, what? Jaden was like, I'm going to fuse and do this. And he's like, check out this card called Power Bomb.
It's like Fusion, but for not pussies.
Like Cyrus. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was great. Everything that he did. And when he switched to, like, I loved him in season 1, had no flaws in it whatsoever. And then in season 2, I was really starting to feel bad for him when they did that whole arc about, like, oh, actually, Zane lost to Astor and he's going to keep losing. And then he goes to the underground circuit. When he summons Chimera Check Over Dragon and attacks, like, 8,000 for, like, 8 attacks or something like that, I was like, I love this.
Yeah.
And, and then he became Dark Zane, and then he climbed that mountain to Shepherd to get the Cyber Darks. I love that, too. I lost my mind. So everything that he played, I loved. And I don't care if he was evil or what, I really didn't care. I love when he, like, abused his little brother and was like, wear these shock collars or whatever. He's like, he didn't care about his little brother. And I was like, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. I know you're not shocked by my number one.
So. No, I kind of saw him coming, but, like, I just love Dr. Banner an awful lot.
Yeah. Makes sense. Like I said, I kind of wish he would have been on the list. But that's it for our favorites. Look forward to the next video that we're about to upload that will be our top 5 hated characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
And let us know why you guys love Dr. Banner and why he's the best.
He's up there. More shows should use it. They should use a character like Dr. Banner. All right.